in a universe where life does not end at death. We explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Before we get started, I just want to inform you that this series was recorded over Discord. If the quality dips, it's due to connection issues. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to the New Age Reborn in Power campaign. I am your lore master for this journey, MS Arthadian. And you will get to witness an epic story that spans multiple series and a shattering mystery spread throughout the core. So without further ado, let's dive in. Last time, in the New Age, our chosen made their way towards the solar orbiter in order to retrieve Liam's Volt's chip and supplies, perhaps even to see the damage of the vessel. However, before reaching the ship, Arok spotted a strange light shine above them and quickly moved in the direction where they were headed. Then, a minute later, Sai, Marmaduke, and Liam were all affected by some signal ahead of them. Sai only felt an energy presence. Marmaduke had some lingering fragments, and Liam fell unconscious. Thankfully, no one was severely damaged, only concerned about what lay ahead of them. And once reaching the clearing, before them was a 20-foot tall fencing that covered the entire perimeter of the crash site. Once reaching the defenses, Sai received a call from Commander Kurter. After a quick exchange, Kurter let them in so that they may assist with an issue regarding the solar orbiter. This is when they met a strange consultant, a Nagonian technician by the name of Dr. Cal, plus his friend, Proto. This is when Dr. Cal, Liam, and Sai all began working on a strange formulaic computer system that Liam saw as forming pockets of alternative universal programs that consistently jumped between each other. Oh, someone's rolling some dice, I hear. This is when, suddenly, an alert sounded off while the three worked to crack the codes flowing on the computer system. Arok and Proto were tasked to guard the techs, while Marmaduke and Recto accompanied Commander Kurter. At this point, raptors began clawing their way through the fencing as Arok made sure to defend Alvora and his friends from any that might break through. Proto, on the other hand, leapt over the fence and was assaulted by the raptors. Arok then climbed up the fence and aimed his Hadron Blaster at two of the raptors, killing them both. With his eyes now trained on the raptors and Proto, Arok watched as Proto eviscerated the raptors with ease, causing one of them to run away for him to track back to the Cortexian informant. Meanwhile, on the other side of the clearing, the raptors were able to break through, and as soon as they did, both Marmaduke and Recto had a familiar effect roll past them. Marmaduke failed in fighting it off and had the urge to capture Dr. Cal. Thankfully, Recto was able to fight it off and catch the Duke before he got too far. That's when Marm became aware of the situation and fought alongside Commander Kurter while Recto ran to assist the others on the other side of the vessel. Both the Duke and Commander were able to quickly dispatch of the raptors rushing toward Dr. Cal. In the end, Kurta realized that Dr. Cal was not safe and went off to report to the general. Upon his return, he explained to our chosen and that the general wishes to meet on the next mark. Kurta then instructed Micah to watch them and bring them to Pillar Command in the morning after they had rested. Then he took Dr. Cal and Proto after the doctor shared with our chosen his contact info. Now, as you all look at the computer system, the loading screen reaches 99%, and then 100, as the screen turns completely white, shining so brightly it's blinding to each of you. Sai, Marmaduke 9, and Liam, I would like you all to roll to me an endurance and a discipline will check. Arok, I would like you to roll me an endurance and a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we got. Let's see. What we got here.
Hinders a 15 and
Does my new
is an 18.
fortitude affect this roll?
Yes.
I don't think it has. Let me
Well,
double check it.
probably because you haven't
That is.
updated the
Yeah.
the actual
Well, I
token.
haven't updated this in a while, have I?
Oh no.
Everyone's running
I haven't
Windows 10
done
and
bubblegum
Liam's
stuff.
back on Windows
And now
XP.
15 minutes of maths.
No, I got a paper. I'll just reference it.
Did I need to roll something? Sorry.
Yes. So Sai, Liam, and Marmaduke all need to roll endurance and discipline,
Ooh. Oh dear.
and then Arok does an endurance and a perception, which I believe you already rolled. Yes.
Hmm.
That should fix it.
You barely succeeded with your endurance, Sai.
Discipline.
I'm in danger.
Oh my god.
I should have upped my will.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's fine.
I'd rather up. I'm strong in body, not in mind.
That also tracks.
And Arok. Oh, Arok, okay. The only one who got some good stuff. Okay,
It's rigged.
totally. Okay, let me get this all situated. So as you guys suddenly see the white screen appear, it shines so bright, it is insanely blinding, and Arok, for a split second, you see it's like a flash, and you see the silhouettes of your friends in front of you. And then you see their silhouettes collapse to the ground, and you hear this massive noise. And you look over and you see Alvora. She's like covering her eyes. You see Micah, who is also covering her eyes. You see Recto, who is also covering. She's all of the natural ones. Oh my god. Alvora is like, oh my gosh. And you see Marmaduke has collapsed. Liam has collapsed. Sai has shut down. You also notice that Buddy is turned off, completely shut off. You see the computer. Arok, you're blinking. Your eyes are like coming back too. It's like if you're in a dark space and a bright light just shined in your eyes, so much so that it's hard to like your eyes are readjusting to like the senses of everything that's going on. And you look over and you see Recto is holding onto his eyes like, oh, what was that? And Mike is like, check the computer system. Liam, or Sai. And Alvora is like, Marmaduke, are you there? And you see them like struggling to open their eyes. What are you doing, Arok?
Okay. Arok comes to his senses and he steps over towards Liam and Sai.
Okay.
He tries to like see if they're okay. He doesn't have any medical experience, so it's like trying to pick Sai up from whatever position she fell in,
All right.
checking on Liam.
All right. I would like you to roll me let's do a medicine check. If you are trying to we'll see. We'll see
Okay.
what you can gather from it.
He diagnoses an 11.
Going up to them, you see that because Sai actually spent the night inside your room the other night, you saw when Sai like shut off. This looks like Sai is completely shut off. You're not sure how to turn Sai back on, but you do have a sense that like Sai is just shut off currently. With Liam, you're able to check his pulse because you saw before. So like the Dr. Dresden had like checked pulses before on Liam. So you do the same thing and you do feel a heartbeat. He's still conscious. Oh, he's not still conscious. He's unconscious. He's still alive.
Still alive.
And you hear,
He says.
let me see how Micah is doing. Not doing very good. Recto, not doing very good. Alvora opens her eyes. Marmaduke! And you see Alvora goes down to Marmaduke, and she checks on him. Okay. What's happening? And Micah, you see Micah is still, her eyes, she's trying to open them. And as she opens them, when you go up to look over at Micah, you can see her eyes. It's almost like they're blinded. And Micah,
It gives Arok a hecking concern.
Micah says, "What's happening?" And Recto is like, "Oh, I don't know. Who did this?" What do you do, Arok?
Okay, so he makes sure that Sai is not in a undignified position.
Okay.
He's does the same for Liam. He walks over to Avora and Marmaduke
Okay.
because
Yeah.
concern.
You hear Micah say, "He's like, who's approaching?" And you see
It's me.
Micah pull out her gun and then go to aim it.
Don't shoot. It is me, Arok.
Oh, Arok, are you all right? Can you see? And Alvora is like, I can see now too. Arok is here. Looks like Marmaduke, Liam, and Sai are unconscious. Recto is over there, but you two haven't recovered. My God, I keep rolling horribly for them. Wow.
You know, it's not supposed to bring rigged dice to a tabletop game.
I don't know what the heck is going on. I need to roll on this dice tray. Maybe it's the dice tray. Because I'm rolling new dice.
Haven't broken in the dice. They don't know better yet. Just gotta stick them near the old ones so they can hear all the horror stories.
Arok, what are you doing as you are approaching Marmaduke now?
Arok is just confirming that Marduk is okay because, you know, check the others.
You check
looks up-
Marmaduke the same way that you checked Liam,
Yeah,
and you feel a pulse.
He looks up towards Aurora, trying to reassure.
And Alvora's like,
They're alive, but something is wrong.
and I need to just roll for them one more time.
Oh, I can't believe they just killed the half the party.
Oh my god.
Happy Valentine's Day, insta death.
It's Alvora looks up. He's like, do you know how like to wake people up? Like just wake them up. I mean, there's. It seems like they're still alive, but I don't know. And you hear
Slap the flesh beans.
You
Slap
hear-
the flesh ones.
you hear Micah. You hear Micah. It's like we have some stuff inside one of the pods, but someone's gonna need to escort us outside of the fencing.
Are any of the characters experiencing like some kind of discipline based check or something? Are they being held back by a check while they're being unconscious or something? I mean,
Are you asking if if the unconscious people need to like roll again or
okay, so basically, for the first time ever in the campaign, Arok is getting the idea that maybe he can use a stim wave
okay.
to try and help them wake up or something. But
Okay.
I don't know what kind of stat to boost.
Yeah. The thing is that usually the stat to boost is not determined by the person that uses it, but the person that receives it. But
Okay.
because they're unconscious, it would be random. So I'd have you roll me a d6 to see which attribute it would increase.
Well, I mean, if randomly hits Liam with charm,
Liam's
They
going to
wake
die
up
today, isn't
horrible.
he?
I just, yeah, I'm looking through his inventory. There's not much apart from the stim pack that could work. Okay, I'm guessing Arok will just check that.
Mika's eyes, you see her eyes begin to blink rapidly, and then she's like, I think I'm getting my senses back. And then she looks over, and she looks down, and then she looks around. She's like, oh, this doesn't seem good. And you see she goes over to Marmaduke. All right, he's still conscious, yes. And you see her kind of lift up Marmaduke's eyelids to see what's going on. And as she lifts up Marmaduke's eyelids, you see a bright white light shining from his eyes. And Mika kind of closes them rapidly. He's like, okay, that's really weird. And then you see her go over. Oh wait, this is Recto. What am I doing? Mika's over here. And then goes over to Liam, checks the same thing. And yeah, it's the same way. And then she goes over to Sai and does a mechanics check. And you see her go up to Sai's back, goes and takes out what looks like a tool of some kind, and then begins to try to open her up. And
Watches.
as she opens her up, I'd like you to roll me an endurance check, Arok.
Endurance, okay. He endures a 19.
Yeah. You see a bright light beginning to flash as she opens up a little panel on Sai's basically the back of her frame, and you see this like bright white light, and then you see Micah close it up, and she looks over at you, and she just gives you a look of concern, and she's like, I don't know what's going on, but I think it has to do with whatever, and she points towards the computer system. That did. You suddenly
looks at the computer system.
you suddenly hear come from Liam.
Walks around
Okay.
to Liam's body.
All right.
And
It sounded like a codex message.
okay, so he leans down, tries to feel around for a codex.
Okay. You go and lean down. Easy enough. You're able to find Liam's codex and pull it out. And you see that there has been a message on it. It says the message has been sent from Dr. Cal. You have to open up the codex in order to see what the message says.
Arok opens the codex and tries
Please
to check
roll
the
me
message.
Please roll me a computers check.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh wow.
He got a crit.
Oh wow.
He watched this universe's version of Linus Tech
Liam
Tip.
probably doesn't even have it locked.
I feel like Liam does. Come on.
Liam spent most of his time alone with no need to lock it. You're not wrong that he would be suspicious.
Well,
I guess the codex version is so old that even Arok knows how it works.
you open it up and you see this message appear. Actually, let me go and impersonate Dr. Cal just to make it more believable.
Get him on board.
Call him up for a 3-second conversation.
Yeah.
It's on the screen.
Yeah, that you read, "Hey, lame, what's on the screen?"
Oh god, he chat
He's able
speaks.
to decipher the language to know that it's from Dr. Cal, and he's asking about what's on the screen.
You look over towards the screen and you see just the same coding that was going on before, like the bright flash happened. It looks exactly the same as it was before.
Okay, he responds,
You see Micah going over and like checking on each of them. Okay. And then Recto. I still can't see. Michael, can you see? I can see now, buddy. Do you
Rock tries to.
do you think it would be a good idea to maybe help with eyesight? I don't know what is causing this. Do you have idea? Any idea? And Alvora is like, I think I've heard of potentially some Shorosk that have helped with people recovering eyesight. Shorosk, yes, that makes sense. But we have to go all the way to Moriat for that. You hear this, Arok?
Moriot. He's Franz. He still holds Liam's codex as he walks over
All right.
behind Micah.
Okay. You walk over and you see on the codex, as you had just sent that message, you see it automatically deletes.
Not sure how it got deleted or why, but suspicious. Also, Arok misspelled the word because it's.
His thumbs were too big.
Yeah.
You fat thumbed it a bit.
It kind of. You see Micah looks
Not
over.
Codex, so,
Looks over. It's like, we could go and see if maybe a Shorosk. Whoa, what was that? And you hear a smack come from over in the corner. And you see Micah go rush over there. Recto. You see Recto. My God, dude. Recto was just like walking around like, what's going on? And I'd like you to roll me a perception check, Arok.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Don't do it.
he perceives a 21.
I cannot do this. Every single time. There we go. You see what looks like Buddy. It has fallen down and is over in the corner as you kind of walk around, and Micah is like, Buddy? Are you awake? You don't hear anything. But you do see Buddy kind of rolling back and forth. You don't see any lights shining from Buddy. Kind of constant back and forth. What do you do, Arok?
He, without hesitation, picks up the precious orb.
Okay. You pick up Buddy. And
E-Flask.
Micah's like, can you speak to him? Or it? Or whatever? Of whatever it is?
Rock
Actually,
gazes down at Buddy for a moment.
Actually,
turns to Micah.
I think I have an idea. Here, hand me him. And Micah takes Buddy and goes and places Buddy on top of the computer system, and then goes and takes a little cord and checks Buddy, all around Buddy, and then very nice. Pulls off a little opening on Buddy, and then kind of plugs the cord in. As Micah plugs the cord in, you suddenly see a message come up from the actual. Actually, can I actually impersonate Buddy? I can impersonate Buddy. Yay! Okay, I'm going. You see the message appear.
Arok is surprised.
Another message appears. It says, Arok,
They
they are in space.
are in space. He repeats.
Don't know where.
Don't know where.
And Micah looks over, is like, they're separated? This doesn't make any sense. And Alvora is like, should we take them to maybe a Shorosk? Someone who can maybe attach themselves to their souls or something. I don't know. I know they have like rituals for something like this. And you see Micah's like, well, if we can't wake them up, then you can't do the directive that the general has for you. So I guess we do need to find a way to wake them up. How about a trip over to Moriat?
Rock nods. Is there a way to recall knowledge? Maybe there's something he can actually say about the
Shorosk?
Shiraz.
Please roll me a lore check.
Oh, okay. Law?
The three of you are probably
Okay.
like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on right now?
No, because I'm dead. I don't have to wonder.
You don't have to wonder. You don't have to wonder anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't have a very high law.
All right.
A 10. Remembers a 10.
The Shorosk, you know there to be a trial that every Redicon has to go through. You have yet to truly take that trial, Arok. But it is you've heard it's a spiritual like enlightenment trial, like and a trial that like pulls out your very soul and your essence to see if you can, figure out who you are. And the Shorosk are shaman or like shamanistic, and that they have rituals that sometimes you never quite understood. Even your brothers didn't understand it. You guys weren't Shorosk. But Micah looks over and is like, either that or we go to the sages. And Recto is like, well, here's the thing. And finally, you see he like comes over, he's rubbing his eyes. He's just like, well, here's the thing. I think I'm better now. And I think if we're gonna go and find people to help out, the Shorosk would probably be the best because, well, Arok and I are from there. They probably would, like us to come back home. And I mean, Micah, you're from Minority, right? And Alvora looks over at Micah. It's like, you're from Celeste Minari as well? And Micah nods and then kind of looks away for a second. I'd rather just go straight to Moriarty, not Celeste Minari. Right. Understandable. I get it. Okay. All right. Well, then let's get the three of them on the pod outside. All right. Right. And you see Recto go over and pick up Marmaduke, and Alvora's like, "Please be careful with him." And Recto's like, "Don't worry. Him and I are best buds." And he kind of like puts Marmaduke over his shoulder to a point where Marmaduke's head kind of hangs off, like right near his rectum.
True friend.
And he's like, "All right, got him." And then he goes over and he goes and grabs on to Sai and throws her over his shoulder.
Arok actually interjects at this point.
Okay. What is
I'll
Arok?
take these two.
Oh, okay.
I'll take these two.
Okay. And you see Recto along with Mr. Marmaduke begin to head out.
Princess Carrie Liam.
But Arok needs to carry you too. You see Micah grab onto Buddy. I'm gonna keep you safe, all right, little guy? And unplugs Buddy. And Alvora is going over with Recto. What are you doing, Arok?
Arok first picks up Sai, carries her in one arm, and then leans over and then picks up Liam with the other, and carries them along with the rest.
All right. As you guys basically carry all of them outside of the fencing, and you go over to the pod nearby. And as you go over to the pod nearby, Micah's gonna go inside the pod. Door slides open. And then you see, as you enter inside, Micah takes Micah goes over and opens up the actual med bay and inside this pod, and then pulls out three separate basic like tables, not tables, beds basically. And then as they're open up, you see Recto go and gently place Marmaduke on top of one of the beds, and then you do the same with the other two. Arok?
Yeah.
All right. As you place them, you place them on the bed, and then you see Micah go over to the cockpit. She looks back. Is like, "Are we going to be going? I guess we're going to have to fly over there. It's going to take a little bit longer than usual, and we're going to have to go through space and through a quantum force. So, are you good with that, Arok? Have you gone through a quantum force before?"
Has Arok gone through a quantum force before?
Would you say that you have done a one mission out in space before?
Makes me feel like maybe not.
Okay, then you have not. You have definitely not gone through. You've actually, please roll me a piloting with intellect.
Piloting with intellect.
Yes.
Okay.
These three are inside as well.
Yeah, this will be impromptu.
Yep.
Piloting with int. 12 plus piloting plus int. Oh, it's an 8.
Okay. Yeah, you're not. You've heard of quantum force before, once, and that was like big gateway in sky. You heard.
Explain.
you you just recall that. And
Gateway sky. Yes, responds.
Micah's just like, kind of not exactly. Just Recto, can you show him the safety harness? It's like, oh yeah, I can show him safety harness. Here, come over here. And you see Recto takes you over to like a little chair, and then pull out what looks like a large basically this contraption that goes over your shoulders and then locks you into place. And then you see he turns on some kind of field, and it just stay right there. Don't move, okay? If you move, then well, you're not gonna have a good time, and you might die, okay?
Nods. Okay.
All right, cool. Isn't it cool that we're going to Moriot? Well, I haven't been to Moriot in like, I don't know, like 2 arrays. It's been a while.
It has been a while. He says, looking a bit forlorn.
Freaking Oscar just walked through the cameras. Yeah. But yeah, you're sitting there with Recto, and Recto is just kind of sitting next to you, and you see him kind of do the same thing, press a few buttons on the side, and you see a field turn on. It's like perfect. And then you see you look over and you see Micah go over and check all the actual beds, and then begins to do the same thing, put on like these harnesses onto Liam, Sai, and Marmaduke. And as these harnesses are put on, Micah kind of sighs, like, this is gonna be a long night, and goes and begins to pilot. Jeez, very, very nice.
No breakfast with mom for Sai.
This
You
was
have
your
an
plan
actual
all
excuse
along?
now.
I can't believe you had your consciousness siphoned into space just to avoid a luncheon with me.
The pod begins to lift off and then fly off.
This was the plan the entire time.
This was the plan of the entire time. There was a chance for you guys to succeed. It's just like it was a very slim chance for you guys to actually, at least one of you, to stay awake. Honestly.
I guess it would have been rather awkward if Arok had also failed.
Oh no. If you failed, then it would have been like, oh, you couldn't see what was going on. But anyways, do you want to do any role playing, Arok, while you're inside here?
Oh, can I roleplay?
You do you want to role play?
I think I have.
You want to roleplay out in the middle of space?
So as you are unconscious, Liam, you don't hear anything or feel anything or anything going on, but Arok, you see Buddy was placed on top of Liam's chest by Mika, and you see Buddy kind of rolling around, and you don't hear anything coming from Buddy, but you could tell that Buddy is concerned, maybe. It's like almost like a pet who is
Like a sad dog walking around the owner.
Yeah, wanting the owner to wake up, kind of thing. And Recto looks over at you, and then looks over at the little orb thing, and it's like, Do you know what it is?
Rock turns to Recto and says, "All I know, it is a thing, and they talk to it, so it must be alive, maybe."
Oh, it doesn't look alive. Do you think we can talk to it?
He ponders for a
God, I
moment.
love this.
Maybe, but it says nothing back.
Oh,
How will we know?
what is it
I
called?
wish I could talk to it.
Do you know what it's called?
They call it body.
Buddy! And you see the orb spin around, his eyes blink. Oh, maybe we could do the thing, you know, the code thing. It's like a tap 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 tap, and then we could talk to it.
This does inspire an idea within Arok, but he can't move from his thing. Oh, does he have access to his codex or even Liam's codex?
Yes, Arok technically still has William's codex in his possession, and you also have your access to your codex. You still it's like if you're on a roller coaster and the harness kind of like gets pushed down on you, you could still move your arms. So
Arok gets the idea of taking out Liam's codex.
okay.
He tries to think of like if there's anything on there that could relate to Buddy, but at that point he's just going through icons and menus,
Okay, you're
trying to see.
you're going through icons and menus, and you see what looks like a log that says Solar Orbiter video logs.
Arok is intrigued. He tries to check the video,
Okay.
open it, play it.
Okay, so you open up the video logs and you see multiple different videos appear in a list. You see one from Captain Kratoro. You see one you see a few from Captain Kratoro. You also see a few from Pilot Hagar, and then you also see a few from the Solar Orbiter.
He goes and plays the first video.
Okay, so you click on Captain Kratoro, and you go and click to play on the first video. And as you click on it, you see what looks like it almost looks like a ship's log. And then you see Captain Kratoro is just like, "Ugh." So the ship's systems woke me up in the middle of our mission. There's some issues going on. I don't know exactly what happened, but I have a weird feeling. I'm gonna need to make sure that the systems are all good before going back into stasis, but hopefully no more anomalies occur. And then you see him kind of checking the systems, and then it's like, yeah. And you see it stops. You see several more videos.
he plays the next video on the list.
Okay. As you play the next video, you see appearing on it. He's like, well, it looks like there was some kind of damage to the comm station. We no longer have access to the communications array, and then also some of the video logs have been completely wiped from the system. I don't know exactly what happened, but Hagar was awake with me before. I'm not sure what's going on, but there's something off about him. And you see the screen shuts off.
Rock starts to formulate some kind of theory in his head of sabotage as he plays the next video on the list.
Okay, you go and click and play the next video. As the next video is played, you see what looks like a prime figure. His eyes are just staring into the camera. He looks like he's just kind of waving back and forth a little bit, and he's just staring. You see it says Captain Cortoro. This is his log, but this does not look like Captain Cortoro. And he just stares. And then he's like, get out of my head. Get out of my head. And suddenly the thing shuts off.
Big concern. I think Arok detects something familiar about this kind of behavior.
Okay. And you hear Recto. Are you alright? What are you watching? I heard something.
I am watching videos on this codex.
Oh.
I think something went wrong on the ship.
On which ship? This ship?
And he
And he's like, something went all wrong on the ship?
Arok points to
Liam. I get it now. You meant the other ship. Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wait, you're watching the videos? How do you have the videos?
It is on his codex.
And
maybe
Recto looks
something-
over. He's like, the buddy is looking at us. And when you look over at Liam's body, you see Buddy just staring at you.
Arok looks over at Buddy. It's like, I just want to know how to save my friends. Please forgive me.
What did you get any information about how to save them with Liam's codex?
Not yet, Arok says as he looks down at the screen. But something may have happened to the ship. And the ship may have happened to them.
To them? Who's them? Liam?
Arok sort of looks around at everyone being unconscious, apart from Alvora, who I'm guessing is very...
Alvora is just... basically, she's leaning over Marmaduke right now. And she's actually kind of cuddling with his body right now.
Arok shakes his head and plays the next video because he started and he needs to figure out what happened to the ship based on these logs.
Okay. As you go to the next video, you see the video appears, and as it appears, you see the same figure is just standing up inside the chamber and walking and pacing around. And then he's like, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. His damn child. It's his child. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. No. Don't. Stop it. And he looks over at the camera. He's like, and then he looks at the camera. His eye begins to kind of get close to the camera. And he's like, I see you watching. Yeah, you're watching, aren't you? And then you suddenly see it turns black. And that's the end of the logs inside Captain Kratoros.
Man goes insane.
A man goes
Bonders.
insane.
Yeah. Arok's trying to think of why he's seen this kind of behavior before. Is there any... I mean...
Roll me a lore check.
Aura.
Lore. Yeah.
Lore. Okay, not hoping for a great roll, but... Oh.
What was that? Let me see. 13.
30.
You're not sure where you've seen this before, but you feel like you have a general sense of when people go mad. I mean, people have gone mad inside Turthtrin Trek, but this feels like a different madness.
Okay, I guess now Arok moves on to the next set of videos and
Alright.
see what this person was doing.
Pilot Hagar, you go and click on it. As you go and click on it, you suddenly hear over the intercom, attention everyone, please get into your safety harnesses, make sure that everything is strapped in. We are approaching the quantum force now. And then it shuts off, and you see Alvora lean up. You see her stretch a little bit and look over towards you. And she smiles. She goes over and sits down inside the safety harness, and she goes and straps in. Looks like she's done this before. But you can definitely tell that she is sad. Do you go to press play on the first video, or do you say something?
Chooses to defer the video for a moment to talk with Avora.
Okay.
Are you okay? He asks.
Alvora looks up. Is like, I obviously am not.
Rock shows a expression of empathy. I'm sorry, I could not help more, he says.
It's not your fault, Arok. Marmaduke is always... He has his issues. And he tends to focus on things, focus on things to, I guess, I don't know if it's avoiding his problems, or just out of fear, or I don't know, but this he He's gone through a lot.
Hmm.
And I don't know what's going
As,
on in his head. You see Recto look down as he's listening to this.
As Arok was listening to Avora, something she said made him think for a bit. Avoiding. The Rescon can't quite grasp why he thinks it was significant, but as he turns back to Avora, he tries to reassure her, "We will save them."
I hope so. I hope so. And as this happens, you hear, "We are approaching the quantum force. Everyone get ready." And as the ship approaches, I would like you to roll me a discipline will check, Arok. Actually, I would
Okay.
like everyone to roll me a discipline will check.
I mean, yeah. Participation time.
Hey!
Liam falls deeper.
Hmm. A discipline of 15.
That's good. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. Alright, so first one is a 25, I see. Oh. Oh. Liam, okay.
Everyone failed, didn't they?
Oh, shit.
Micah, Recto, and Avora are gonna throw up.
You do see Alvora is like leaning over as you begin to feel this. It's almost like a sliding sensation. Your vision begins to fall in on itself, and you begin to see these geometric shapes that almost look like a fractal that falls into a deeper fractal that just continues to fall down, and then it's almost like everything begins to deepen into this isolating sensation where you're alone. And Arok, you suddenly feel it's almost like you're shifting through alternate versions of yourself, and you see these, it almost looks like you see Liam sit up, you see Sai also sits up, looks around. Marmaduke looks like he begins to float upward. And then he kind of spins around and flips over onto his like literally like upside down, floating, as Liam stands up and then goes to grab on to Marmaduke's body. As he goes and grabs onto Marmaduke's body, Liam, you suddenly feel something come through you. It's a strange, it's almost like a like your body is filling up with some type of liquid. You're not exactly sure what it is. You can see you're inside some kind of pod right now. You look over and you see your body is lying down And you see Buddy is there as well, and he's looking up at you. And you
Hey,
hear,
buddy.
"Hello, Liam."
Hi. Where are we?
You are with me. And as you feel this, you feel a shocking sensation kind of pulse through the entire, entire liquid interior of your body, and then you fall back to the ground, not to the ground, to your bed, and you feel restrained. And you see Buddy roll up to your face, and you hear, "Just relax. Everything will make sense once you wake up."
You're not Buddy, are you?
Sigh. You sit up. You look over. You see over towards the bed next to you. You see Nis sitting there. And then you see over by another bed, Sifra. The two of them look at each other and then look at you and smile in unison. And you see them both stand up and walk towards you. What do you do?
I attempt to stand up as well.
You attempt to stand up and you feel like you are restrained to wherever you're sitting. And you see them walking towards you very slowly. They don't say anything. Do you say anything?
I guess it's nice meeting you.
You see they both kind of look between themselves, then at you. And then they say in unison, "Your time will come." They don't sound like how you remember them to sound. How you remember yourself to sound.
Or not. Huh.
I hope that you're fitting in nicely to that frame. And you see them both come up to you and then grab onto you. I would like you to roll me let's go with an endurance check.
A little better the last time, but not
You see
super.
they grab onto you. You feel the restraining sensation begin to get even worse, and you feel them kind of push you down, and then you see both Sifra and Nis grab onto your neck like everyone else has done. and
Always the neck.
always the neck. And you see them both just smile at you, and you feel this encroaching sensation reach up through your mind, and you fall unconscious again. And Marmaduke, you suddenly feel this, well, you feel like you were just lost again. Completely lost. You're not exactly sure where you were, but it felt like you were drifting. Drifting back when you first were abandoned. You hear the voice of one come into your mind as you kneel before him. 9. We cannot compromise our mission parameters just because a single Reggie gets captured. As a matter of fact, it will not happen again. Then the memory shifts to a med bay, where you attach your neck to a system of a diagnostic check. You see 3 steps up to the panel beside you and analyze the data coming through. Everything seems to be optimal, except for an increase in stress. Have you been experiencing concentration issues? The memory shifts again and shows Nightingale 71 and your son, Patton 1, in her arms as a baby. Just leave it, Mom. I cannot raise our son without his father. He needs you. You see her begin comforting Patton as you caress her cheek and hold your son's head in your hands. The memory then shifts one more time to 7 as he walks past you after a mission briefing. Heard one had a chat with you. Must have been some chat. You look at his face as he smirks, as if he knows something. His face ingrains into your mind until you wake up. You suddenly Marmaduke, you wake up and you see you're inside a pod. You're inside a med bay. You look over and you see Liam is unconscious inside, on top of a bed. You also see Sai is unconscious. You see Arok kind of shaking his head for a moment. You also see Recto doing the same. And you see Alvora trying to hold in some vomit. What do you do, Marmaduke? Hello?
I'm in a pod, you say?
You are in a pod and you have just woken up. Arok, you see Marmaduke, his eyes widen and he kind of lifts up for a second, jolts up.
Rock is spooked for a moment.
I grab Alvora's hand.
Alvora
And-
looks over, it's like, and you see her get up, no longer even like thinking about vomiting. She comes over to you and she's like, are you all right?
Well, I think I might be.
Marmaduke, you saw the fragments, but you don't remember what happened. The last thing you remember was the computer system was at 99%. Dr. Cal just left with Commander Kurter. That's the last thing you remember. And the fragments.
Where are we? And what happened to Liam and Sai?
And
Alive.
you hear a door open up, and Micah comes in and is like, oh, Marmaduke, you're awake. And Micah comes over and begins to check your vitals. And then Alvora says, we don't know. You all 3 collapsed after a bright light shined in our faces, and we couldn't see anything. We're taking everyone to Moriat right now to speak with the Shorosks to see if they have any rituals that could kickstart or jumpstart anything that could, bring you guys awake. But I mean, you're awake now. Are you okay? Are you sure? And Recto looks over like,
Well, that is rather nasty fragment, but other than that, I feel all right. Bit of a headache.
Rock is smiling.
What about you, Arok? Were you similarly affected, or were you none the worse for wear? You look none the worse for wear.
Oh. No. I was okay. Everyone else fell over, though.
Alvora says, you know, it's kind of weird because it was the three of you that had that thing happen before we got to the, you know, the clearing where the solar orbiter was at. You know, before everything happened, when we were heading over to the ship, to Liam's ship. And now all three of you fell unconscious. And it's weird because Sai usually isn't one to do something like this either. Right? At least
Not since
from what I've seen.
I've known her, no. The two must be connected. The two events.
But then what about
Yes,
you?
I. Yes, I never die.
Alvora says, but what about you?
Me? I'm...
Why are you falling unconscious? Marmaduke, you notice Buddy is rolled over to the edge of Liam's bed next to you and is looking at you. Looks like he wants to communicate with you.
Ah. Hello there. I have my suspicions, but I think the ball would like a word. Just don't shock me this time, okay?
All right. Do you go and grab over? Lean over and grab?
I'll pick Buddy up.
All right. You pick Buddy up, and then you suddenly feel it's almost like a strange communications comes to your head, and it feels like something's trying to communicate to you through Psyox, and you hear, "Hello, Marmaduke 9. How are you feeling?"
Slightly confused, a little disoriented, disconcerted. Can you get anything from Liam and Sai? Are they all right?
They are, from what I have gathered through trying to communicate through them or to them, like I have tried to communicate to you as well. They are, I would say, in unknown space.
In unknown space.
I believe the quantum force kickstarted your minds to potentially allow you to come out, but it seems you were the only one that was able to come out of this.
Marmaduke was the only one that kickstarted and achieved their goal.
Man, I need to start using my socials more.
You need to start using socials.
It's the YouTube channel. It gets lots of promotion.
But Marmaduke, you see, Buddy is just like looking back. It's like, do you think that you can try to maybe communicate to them as well, or see if you can plot out the coordinates with me of where they might be.
Coordinates as in spatial coordinates.
Perhaps I tried to understand it, but it was so advanced that it almost feels like something is blocking me.
Well, I think we should try.
You see, everyone is just staring at you, waiting for you to say what you're talking to Buddy about. What's the plan? Micah says.
Oh, well, it seems that I and Liam are somewhat lost in space.
Separated, yes. Buddy informed us about that when we were at the computer system before.
He has an idea about how to find them.
Yes, I do. But to do so, we need the navigational charts. Perhaps this pod can actually access that. Can you take us to the cockpit?
Oh. Cockpit. Oh my.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
And Micah looks over. It's like, "What's the plan?"
Just point me towards the cockpit.
Oh, and Alvora goes and begins to detach you from the harnesses that you have on you, and then you are able to stand up. I would like you to roll me a let's go with an acrobatics check.
Stylishly roll out of bed.
You're able to to hop out of bed and stretch out your body, and you're able to walk over unimpeded by your unconscious state from before as you go up over towards the cockpit. You walk over and you suddenly see space.
Could it be the last border?
You see in the distance what looks like a blue dot, and then what looks like almost a, I would say it looks like a purple star in the distance. Well, the star of this solar system. You see a blue dot coming into view. Looks like a world of some kind. And you go over to the navigational sequencer to pull up the navigational charts. I would like you to roll me a navigation check. And you also hear, please make sure that I am plugged in so that I can also help out.
Yes. I was distracted by all this wonderful cockpit. Yes, where can I plug you in?
There should be an outlet near the sequencer. It allows for AI to plug into.
There, near the sequencer, there it is. All right. Is it USB 3 or USB C?
It should be that. What does that? I don't know what that means, but it should be a Type X plugin.
Ah, right. Type X. Yes, they have a Type X. All right. there we
Marmaduke
are.
showing his pre-event horizon age right there.
Do they have a cassette player up here? I can't wait for the tunes.
So you plug in Buddy, and Buddy's like, it feels good to be inside a vessel of some kind. Oh, this is a pod. It is a military pod. I have access to all the. Ooh, yes. Power. I feel the power.
Oh, so do I, buddy. So do I.
All right, this is an interesting feeling. I don't understand. Oh, well, okay. I will try to focus. Let me focus.
Is there are there like joysticks around? Are there like flight
right now,
controls up here?
there are flight controls, but it's inside the pilot's chair. You're currently in the co-pilot's chair where the sequencer is at.
Who's in
And you
the
see
pilot's chair?
you see Micah looking over is like and just keeping an eye on you.
Micah,
Yes.
would you mind just for a moment?
Marmaduke,
For like a minute
How-
or two.
how would you
Shush.
how would you like it if I were to get onto your personal pod and start messing with your controls?
Ooh, I'd kick you out of the airlock. But
Exactly. So did you roll your navigation check?
no, I was talking to Buddy. Hold
Yeah,
on.
go ahead and roll navigate.
Ooh, I need to go over here. There we are. There it is.
20.
Ooh.
Okay, buddy. Buddy did pretty well. Okay.
Well, of course he did.
You guys
Buddy.
begin to plot or like check on certain coordinate systems, and then you see Buddy begin to plot. I don't know why my camera's starting to do that now. All of a sudden, it just starts to go black and white. But anyways, you begin to
Dramatic
check.
attack.
You begin to check in on certain coordinates. You see Buddy begin to implement specific chain coordinates that seems to expand outside of the current realm that you are in. You see that on the navigational system, it specifies that you are in EM, which is Evemore space. You know that to be. And so you're technically in the realm of Evemore currently. It is specifying that the coordinate chain is linking directly outside of, well, out of Evemore, and it goes directly into it looks like Synchronous, but then it filters out and everything goes black, and you can't like my camera keeps going black, and it completely goes black, and the chain disappears and then reappears somewhere else, like it's transported to a different area, and then it transports to a different area, and then it does it again, and Buddy says, "I cannot keep a lock on them. They keep moving.
They keep moving.
I don't understand. I don't get it. Marmaduke, do you understand? Do you get it?"
Do they keep moving between certain points, or are they moving at random?
It looks like it's random. It keeps moving. How moving? You see Alvora comes over to the cockpit now and looks over at you and smiles.
Now this feels much better.
Micah
Although-
goes and sits down in the pilot's chair. And you see Micah just like begins to play with the controls on it, like at the pilot's chair, and you could see she is definitely like egging you on, kind of thing, like showing you how just comfortable she is in this chair and how it is hers. It is her domain, and you see the pod is beginning to go on course. It's like, we will be landing in approximately, I'd say, 20 minutes. And she looks over and glares over at you, Marmaduke.
The landing, you say?
Indeed. I think you should go and check in on your friends back there.
Oh, well, I'll do that. But, buddy.
Yes, Marmaduke 9.
Ooh, full name. That's very formal. The randomness, the changing of coordinates.
It is
that
the
you were
same
picking
exact.
up.
It is the same exact frequency and a formulaic pattern. Not exactly the same. Well, actually, it feels exactly the same because it is so random that it's trying to lead us off the path. I would say it is like the same computer system as that was plugged into the solar orbiter.
So you think this thing is trying to lead us off track?
I do not know, but it does have grasp over Liam and Sai. Buddy and Sai. Buddy.
No, don't worry, buddy. We'll get him back.
Please help me. He is basically my body.
We'll get him back. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm starting to like him, so we'll definitely get him back.
I'm starting to like you too.
Oh.
As long as you help me.
Valentine's Day episode, everyone.
Oh, certainly. As in, help you find Liam, or help you go back into the. I'm not sure what. We don't have that same connection that you and Liam have.
You're right.
You want me to help you find? Yes.
It is okay.
This always happens with new friendships. Getting on the right wavelength.
It is okay. We will figure it out. But perhaps you can take me back to Liam now. I would like to be by his side.
Of course. Of course. While I take you over there, and while you're with him.
Sir Marmalade Duke of the Ninth.
If you can think of a pattern to those the random coordinates, if there's a pattern to them, or if they're orbiting around a certain point.
I will definitely try to understand it, but I feel like in order to really get a great sense of what it is, I would need a better frame for that. Perhaps I can use size frame.
Now. Now.
She is unconscious right now.
True, but that is, if anything, weirder than what you were doing before.
Okay.
Let's see if we can find maybe some sort of analog where we're going.
Can you tell Arok? Thank you.
Rock.
Yes.
Buddy says thank you.
Rock smiles.
Now So have I simply been having a conversation with the air from your perspective?
You hear Alvora.
Rock nods slowly.
Alvora
Yeah.
is like, yeah, that's why we kind of want to know what's going on. You know, we don't all
I wish
speak.
I could speak to the buddy.
Recto's like,
I haven't
I'd like to
installed
hear what the
speakers on
buddy.
him yet.
I would like to hear what the buddy says too.
Hmm. Well, as for what's going on, well, we tried to locate where the consciousness of Sai and Liam could be, and we're getting a lot of signals from all over the place, which is not very helpful, but it could be some sort of, there could be a pattern or something within it. And apparently we're landing somewhere quite soon.
And suddenly you hear over the intercom, "All right, brace yourselves for landing."
Told you.
And you hear, and then it just kind of shakes for just a second, and then you feel yourself landing. And Micah steps out and comes out. He's like, "All right, we are here at Moriat.
I've had better landings, I'm just saying.
We need to get this done quickly, all right? Because I need to get you guys all back to Pillar Command in actually approximately 8 hours. All right?
8 hours. All right.
We're going to get this
Can
done,
I,
and then we're going to rest on a trip back over to the harbor. Understood?
can I fly us back?
She looks at you, and she just gives you, like, this dead glare, and then doesn't respond, and then is like... And then you guys will be able to get your own pod and join us in our directive. So, let's go out. Shall we?
Shall we?
um,
I'd say, looking at Recto, Arok, and Alvora.
Alvora stands up and is like, "We shall." And you see Recto look over at Arok. He's like, "Are you ready to go and see Mother Moriot again? When was the last time you saw
Rock,
Moriot?
a smile says, "Yeah, I am."
Do you remember the last time you were here?"
It has been some time.
All right, well, then I guess let's go out and check it out. Yeah? And you see
Yeah.
Micah go over and then... And you all feel a slight breeze and hints of different aromas coming in. You see Recto go over. He's like, "Which one do you want me to carry?"
I'll
Ye-
take Sai, he says, looking towards Sai.
All right. Well, then I guess I will take Liam. And then you hear...
Princess Carrie Liam. Princess Carrie Liam.
and then you hear Buddy say to you, Marmaduke, "Can I be carried by you for now? I'd like to have someone who I can talk to."
But of course, I was just about to ask. I pick him up.
All right, you pick him up. And you see Alvora begin to head out as well. And as you guys head out, you see before you lush, what looks like fauna all around you, and flora. And then you see it's almost like these blue colorations are stemming throughout all of the tree and wildlife. And you see these, what looks like these small, kind of cute little squirrels that rush around, like climb up a tree, look over at you. and then look over at you, Arok. And they stare at you, and then you see them kind of go and climb around on different branches. And you feel the breeze flow through all of you. As you approach, you see this vibrant blue light extending from this massive, towering tree that extends up probably about several thousand feet up. And you can tell that it is connected to all of the life surrounding the area around you. Alvora looks up, and she's like, Alvora, Micah, Recto is smiling, but Alvora and Micah are both in awe of this sight, this beautiful sight. And you see what looks like a hut of some kind at the base of this tree. And you see stepping out of this tree, there is a figure that steps out. They have they almost look like they have this coloration on their skin that is, it merges between orange, purple, and blue. And it kind of spirals around their skin. And they look over towards Arok and Recto. And Arok, you notice a shaman, a Shorosk, there, and begins to approach you all as you all begin to approach. And you hear, "Welcome home, child of Moriat." And as this Shorosk comes up to you, Arok, they place their palm on your shoulder and then looks over at the others and smiles. Then looks over at Sai and Liam, and the smile falls. And as that smile falls, you see he says, "It seems you have come at a time of need."
Arok nods.
Come. We shall see what we can do. And with that, we are going to end the session there. I am sorry that Liam and Sai didn't get much
It was
time there.
very entertaining to
best.
have some very, very well done Arok moments.
Yes.
Give him some time to shine.
Yeah. And now there's going to be a little
and
bit more
I-
time to shine. But yeah, that was good.
I don't think trees are supposed to shine.
You don't think trees are supposed to shine? Why?
No.
Oh, you're gonna see some real sparkly
absorb
trees
light.
soon.
Well, you're going to be seeing some crazy stuff next session, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
No, I tried to make a sound, but that caused me to cough.
well,
Rock
thank you.
has spoken more in this session than he has in the entire series.
Hell yeah! We just need to have everybody else pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had fun with that one. I definitely was excited for that one.
I had a lot of fun.
And thank you all for listening to the 7th entry now, or we're going to the 8th entry next time. And yeah, it's gonna keep getting
Skip to the 9th.
deeper and deeper and deeper. But thank you all for listening, watching, streaming. Please like, share, subscribe wherever you're at. And if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power. Bye, guys. I thank you for listening to The New Age. Come subscribe as a Chosen so you may gain access to exclusive entries and make your very own Chosen of the Core. Then join us in the new Expanding Universe Discord server, where we run weekly sessions, teach homebrew mechanics, and much more. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.